Is it even remotely awkward for you that you're tweeting all this weird stuff about Kim and Pete Davidson while you're actively in Julia Fox? How many times do we need to stream this new doc or buy Yeezys for you to shut the f up? One of the final things I'll hit on here, because a number of people, like, they make an excuse for him because they say, you know, he's mentally ill, he's struggling. It doesn't automatically excuse absolutely behavior where you're dragging the mother of your children in public when she's trying to be nothing but okay with you.
Divorce is difficult enough on our children, and Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate our situation so negatively and publicly is only causing further pain for all.
I mean, it's basically being an abusive ex, and everybody is watching and everybody's loving it. I can't stand how many likes he's getting and how many like "Go Kanye" comments he's getting. It's she's allowed to move on. You guys you moved on and you showed your new girlfriend everywhere and you did photo shoots with her.
Yeah. In addition to the weird, aggressive, direct attacks online, he's also encouraged his fans to harass people in public.
Hello everyone, it is me Salem. Welcome back to my Chanel. How are you guys doing? Let me know. I am doing a lot better. I have amazing news. And that amazing news is that after a long 2 weeks of nothing but not being able to smell, not being able to taste anything, I am officially Bovid free. Thank you. Thank you. It was so bad, dude. I would not worse. What was I even trying to say? Well, I might not have Bovid anymore, but my brain cells are still being affected. Oh my god. Having Bovid really effed me up good. My sense of smell and taste have come back, but unfortunately none of my brain cells have, so take that as you may. But I am feeling a lot better and I'm very happy to be back. I missed you guys. And for those of you who watched my last video, you guys know that I have been doing nothing but just scrolling on TikTok. And my last video had to do with me calling out TikTokers for photoshopping their bodies in videos. And after that video, you know, I just posted it and dipped so that I could feel a little bit better, you know, and just focus on healing myself because, again, being really sick is not fun. It was fun at first being able to eat like soup and take naps during the day and play Red Dead Redemption 2 for like 5 hours straight, but it got very boring very fast. But once I was, you know, feeling a little better, I was finally able to interact with the outside world a little bit. And by outside world, I mean just actually have the wanting to understand and seek out and figure out what's going on with the outside world. And by that, I mean just go on YouTube again and go on social media. Man, am I not feeling it today. Also, do you guys like my look? Oui, baguette. Thank you. Anyways, point is, a lot has happened. The last controversy on TikTok was just people photoshopping their videos, but the latest controversy is on Kanye West. I had absolutely nothing to do. I don't know why I keep burping so much. Oh my god, what if I have H. pylori? Oh my god, Lord, please don't. I know that you give your silliest of battles to your funniest of clowns, but I just need a break, Lord. Anyways, so I was scrolling through TikTok as one does when they have absolutely nothing else to do. Or if you're me, you do have stuff to do, but you're using TikTok as an excuse to avoid the stuff that you need to do. You know what I mean? And I see that there is a lot of people mentioning Kanye West. You know, Mr. West, Yeezy. God, this video. I am so tired. After I post this video, I think I'm gonna dip for another 2 weeks because I'm still so tired. It's not even funny. But point is, Kanye West is back and he is back on his buffoonery, which in the context of the life of Kanye West is absolutely nothing new. When is Kanye not doing something questionable? You know what I mean? This man is in fact a musical genius. There's no denying that. However, when it comes to real life, nothing holds this man back. nothing. He is a complete menace to society. I hope I don't get dragged for saying that. But to be honest, this is just Ye's world. We're just living in it. Forever facing the consequences that rich people put upon us, because rich people get away with absolutely whatever the hell they want. Every single thing I've learned about the whole Kanye situation has been completely against my will, might I add. It has been absolutely everywhere. It's been on Twitter, it's been on YouTube. This situation has gone so big that it was trending on Twitter over the Super Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if my grandma sent me an article about what's going on. But what is this situation, you are asking? Oh, you're not wondering? Well, too bad. I'm going to tell you the situation against your will, just like I was fed this information against my will. If I had to learn about this situation against my will, so do you. So everyone knows that Kim and Kanye are getting divorced. It was announced in 2021, not that long ago. And Kim has quickly found a new partner, which is Pete Davidson, the celebrity world's train, because that man has been ran through. And seriously, he is literally everyone's celebrity crush. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Can someone explain to me why Olivia Rodrigo has a crush on Pete Davidson? And out of spite, Mr. West tried getting at Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson by dating Julia Fox, which was incredibly short-lived because Mr. West was only dating Julia Fox to get back at his ex-wife, Kim. How do we know this? Because he was dressing up Julia Fox in previous outfits that he would dress Kim in. Seems pretty sus to me. Tap water. His behavior has just been very strange, and ever since the beginning of February, there has been multiple events that Ye has been a part of. Is it Ye or Yi? I'll just refer to him as Mr. West, because we're professional on this channel. But anyway, so he basically told people to harass Pete Davidson, and he would refer to Pete as Skeet, which is, not gonna lie, very, very funny, and it's very creative. Yet again, Kanye proves to us that he is a lyrical genius. And then on February 14th, that's when things started to get a little bit more messy, because he was posting screenshots of him texting Pete Davidson on how he will never get to meet his children, posting photos on how he sent a truckload of flowers to Kim's house on Valentine's Day, and just so much more stuff. I don't even know if I can explain every little thing that he did because there's just so much, and a lot of the stuff has been deleted. But on February 15th, he apologized for his behavior and owned up to everything that he was doing. And of course, as always, the internet is very quick to forget and very quick to forgive, but not me. Everyone forgot quicker than when Shane Dawson messed up and then came back with absolutely no consequences, and he's been posting like normal. Cancel culture and how it never works. But even if he has already apologized and said that he takes accountability for what he did, coming off as imploring people to harass Kim and Pete, and although some people find this situation entertaining and funny or whatever, there is another perspective to this situation that not a lot of people are talking about, and that is the perspective of the person who is receiving all the negativity from his behavior, which is Kim. People love to meme Kanye and laugh at what he does, but they forget so quickly that this situation is actually a lot scarier than you would think. People have forgotten that children are involved, and someone being Kim, is purposely trying to get away from this person, but Kanye is being very persistent and isn't really listening to her or leaving her alone. And I really wanted to dissect this situation on a deeper level, because even though a lot of people are taking this as celebrity marital drama and stuff, I think that with every situation in life, you can always read very deeply into it. And this is a situation that I think a lot of people wrote off as him being romantic and him just trying to get his family back. But there was a lot of things that happened that was concerning, I would say. Honestly, it's kind of scary how fast the internet has already forgot all the stuff that happened, even though all of this stuff happened like, what, 2 weeks ago? And it's even scarier to think that people who are not famous and don't have the resources that a lot of these celebrities have are currently going through this with their ex-husbands and ex-wives. And it's just as scary and it's just as, you know, emotionally exhausting to go through. But simply because we're talking about celebrities, that emotional attachment and the seriousness of the situation is automatically diminished by the online society. And I just think that's really messed up. And I have a lot to say about this situation. So no, today I'm not pulling a Philip DeFranco and just reporting on the situation in the timeline. I actually have a lot more to say about the situation. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea because we are gonna go deep into this situation. But before we do that, you guys know the drill. I gotta pay my bills. So here is a word from our sponsor.
Thank you to Manta Sleep for sponsoring this video.
Did you know naps can improve your life? It helps with alertness, boosts creativity, reduces stress, helps with your motor skills, stamina, mood, and even weight loss. I am part of the pro-nap movement.
And so is Manta Sleep.
The pro-nap movement aims to remove and reject the negative stereotypes and pressures and stigma associated with taking naps as a worker, as a mom, as someone who struggles with sleep, or just someone who simply wants to take a nap. Manta Sleep has you covered when you want to sleep better, anywhere, anytime, with their 100% blackout face masks. They're soft, breathable, durable, and they have zero pressure on your eyelids. If you're a picky sleeper just like me, they have a lot of different masks. They have ones that are warm, cool, weighted, and even ones that have an aroma to help you sleep faster. Whatever you need in order to nap better or sleep better at night, Manta's got you covered.
Join the pro-nap movement today with Manta Sleep.
Use code SALEM for a discount on your very own Manta Sleep mask today. Let's get back into the video. I won't be going into the timeline of everything that happened, but I want to first look into the early signs of how Kim and Kanye's marriage and relationship dynamic was never healthy. And for people who are surprised that they got divorced and everything, you really shouldn't be. There was a lot of red flags in the beginning of their relationship and their relationship dynamic. I can't say like, oh, Kanye wanted to watch The Walking Dead with Kim and she was like, no, I'd rather watch you. Like, obviously I don't have an insight into their freaking relationship, so I'm not saying like that I know they weren't a good match or whatever, but the things that are public information and from what I've seen, there has been a lot of moments where it was kind of like, that's a red flag. During the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that's when Kim was very honest and open about her relationship with Kanye. Of course, in other seasons, she's been open and honest about it, but around the season finale, that's when she like finally broke down. And there were a lot of moments in the series finale where Kim literally says that she feels like she's been stuck in her relationship of 6 years with Kanye and that they don't have much in common. There's been episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kanye literally disapproves of stuff that Kim has worn. An example of this is when Kim went to the Met Gala and her dress was absolutely gorgeous. Everyone knows that she was the moment, she was iconic, but Kanye literally told her that she was dressed way too sexy and that he felt uncomfortable with people taking pictures of her when she looks too sexy. Are you aware, Mr. West? You know, because Kanye subscribed to me. You guys should know that. He subscribed. He watches all my videos. Kanye, do you know who you're dating? Do you know who you married? Do you know who Kim Kardashian is? Do you know her history? Because I think if you really knew her, you would know that sexiness and showing off her body is definitely on brand to who she is. So I don't know why you're stressing out about that. With that said, you can feel free to unsubscribe, Kanye. We had a good run while it lasted though. But apart from this, Kim said in this clip that it was actually Kanye's idea for Kim to dress more provocatively. Provocatively. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Provocatively? Provolone? I don't know. Yet he got mad at her when she actually does it. Make it make sense. I have never liked the whole man controlling what their female partner wears. I think it actually is super controlling. It's very unnecessarily controlling. It's very manipulative and it's always hypocritical, right? Because very often the male partner will be following like these half-naked Instagram models, but as soon as their partner wants to show off off their body and feel confident about themselves, then they get pissed. And then it's like, oh, it's too unseemly and inappropriate. It wasn't unseemly and inappropriate when you were liking Belle Delphine's Instagram posts. And it has never made sense to me. I have a partner, you know, my fiance, he is very supportive with absolutely everything that I wear. If anything, he a little too supportive because he be buying me stuff that's a little too exposed, you know? It'd be too exposing. But anyways, a man wanting to control what their partner wears, it just screams insecurity to me. Like, why are you worried that your partner wants to feel attractive and confident? Wouldn't that make you feel more attracted to them? Like that confidence and them wanting to wear something, you know, a little revealing. And the thing that doesn't make sense is that your partner is most likely doing that to impress you or just for themselves. And in a relationship, it's about you and your partner. So why wouldn't you like encourage that behavior? I don't know, it just has never made sense to me. Like I said, just very unnecessarily controlling. And why are you mad if your partner is like half naked? Like, shouldn't you be rejoicing? Don't you want to see your partner naked? I know I do. Got me, Swami. Stan Megan Thee Stallion for clear skin. Oh my god, was my tongue white? Hell no. I promise I brush it. It just... This is my impression of Melania. I love my husband. That was really good. Thank you. Drop a like. Anyways, the amount of hypocrisy is just far too much, and that already to me, that's a huge red flag in a relationship where the man wants to be unnecessarily controlling in areas that doesn't even affect the relationship that much. And of course, there has been a lot of moments where Kanye has spurts of mania. For those of you who don't know, Kanye West is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and as someone who has family members and has grown up with people who have had undiagnosed, you know, in the previous years, but is now diagnosed with it, with manic BPD, and I have close friends who have manic BPD. It is not the best thing to deal with, especially when their symptoms are acting up. Usually when their symptoms act up, it's either an extreme shift of emotions, of being abnormally like upbeat and jumpy and energetic. They have a grandiose sense of self. They're super confident and they believe they can take on the world. And Kanye is definitely no stranger to those symptoms acting up. Do y'all remember when the man wanted to run for president? Which there's nothing wrong with him wanting to run for president, but everyone seems to forget that in that same exact month, Kim literally said that he was going through a lot because of his BPD and his symptoms were getting worse. Because in that same month, he went on a huge Twitter rant. He said just really horrible things, such as like how he wished that his daughter was never born, talking horribly about his wife's family. And this month was just very tough on Kim, to the point where she had to address it on Instagram because everyone started to become very concerned because he was acting out a lot. And in her post, she says, "As many of you know, Kanye has bipolar disorder. Anyone who has this or has a loved one in their life who does knows how incredibly complicated and painful it is to understand. I've never spoken publicly about how this has affected us at home because I'm very protective of our children and Kanye's right to privacy when it comes to his health. But today I feel like I should comment on it because of the stigma and misconception about mental health. Those that understand mental illness or even compulsive behavior know that the family is powerless unless the member is a minor. People who are unaware or far removed from this experience can be judgmental and not understand that the individual themselves have to engage in the process of getting help no matter how hard the friends and family tries." And she also talked about how Kanye actually refused to get help and take medication. And just like with every other like mental illness, if you don't get the proper help or the proper medication, it can be very, very hard to deal with, not only for the individual, but for the people around that individual. And the reason why I bring this up is because this is one of the main problems that Kanye constantly faces. People just always tend to forget that Kanye is someone who suffers from extreme mental illness, and they don't understand that a lot of the things that he does stems from that. And it gets very dangerous because many of his fans and just people who don't understand that this is some of his actions are symptoms of his mental illness are like feeding into it and encouraging him and and even looking up to him when he does certain things. Not only does that encourage him, but it encourages other people like him to continue their behavior. And since he is known as someone who doesn't really get help for his diagnosis, it could also encourage younger people who have the same diagnosis to not seek help, which is very dangerous. If you do have mental illness, or think you have a certain mental illness or whatever, please seek help. And if there's medication, please take the medication according to whether you want to take it or not, of course, but please seek help. Even just therapy could do wonders. For those of you who don't know, I actually have DID, and I have very intense dissociative personality disorder, and I have had to get plenty of help for that. But before I didn't get help, it was an absolute nightmare to deal with me, and sometimes it still is. But hey, at least I got help, and now I have better tools because of therapy. Now I know how to avoid an episode, or things I can do to calm down, or something that's helped me so much is grounding techniques and how to ground myself back into reality. But it's very difficult when someone has a certain personality disorder or mental illness that is clearly very debilitating and they don't want to get help. So if you're someone like that watching, I just want to give that quick, I just want to put that out there real quick that just, please, it doesn't hurt to seek help, and there's nothing wrong with seeking therapy and getting proper tools to at least navigate that mental illness and your feelings. Another red flag is just the mere fact that Kanye is clearly struggling to move on, and he won't allow Kim to move on either. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with struggling to move on. They were in a relationship for 6 years, and that's pretty intense. I mean, 6 years is a very long time. I think he has the right to struggle with trying to move on. However, it becomes a problem when, because he can't move on, he does not allow his ex-partner to move on. When news broke that Kim was dating Pete and that they're were getting divorced and everything, Kanye West spent $4.1 million on a house that was not even nice. The house was kind of run down. It just definitely wasn't worth $4.1 million. It looks like a normal house to me. But the reason why he bought that house is because it's literally right in front of Kim's house. And this happened when they were already going through their divorce. And of course, Kanye claimed that his reasoning for doing that was to get closer to his children. And of course, people believed him and said, he's just a family man. But you guys have to remember, the biggest reasons why people get divorced is because they don't want to be with their partner anymore. They don't want their partner to be near them anymore. Of course, they are co-parenting, and there's nothing wrong with that. But one of the biggest reasons why they got divorced is because Kim said that Kanye wanted to move to Chicago permanently, away from Kim and her family, but Kim wanted to stay with her family. But now that they're getting divorced, he changes his mind and buys a house right next to them. It's honestly low-key manipulative and controlling. A lot of people viewed it as him, again, being a family man. But the way that I perceived it was, it's just another way for him to subconsciously try to make Kim feel guilty. Kind of with him dating Julia Fox, it was supposed to be a jab at Pete Davidson and Kim, which is very immature. But this is also another immature move, and I don't think it has to do with him being a family man. I think it has to do with the fact that he wants Kim to feel guilty for moving on. Almost like, I'm watching you, and I know what you're doing, and I'm gonna be here watching you move on without me, and I hope you feel guilty. And a lot of people might think that what I'm saying is a stretch, but you guys have to remember that he is not an individual who thinks rationally. Of course, what I'm saying is me speculating, but it wouldn't be that far of a reach when we know that he has a history of purposely trying to make people feel guilty, especially his ex-wife Kim. This was back in November, and it didn't get really bad until, again, the beginning of February. And although I did mention some things that Mr. West did in the beginning of the video, I didn't really go deep, and the things that I mentioned seemed harmless, but there were a couple of things that happened during this situation where it was okay, this is a lot more serious, why isn't anyone taking this more serious? Kanye accused Kim of doing a lot. Within the first 48 hours of Kanye West spamming Instagram, there was a series of posts that have now, of course, been deleted, where Kanye literally commanded his fans and encouraged his fans to yell in the faces of Kim and Pete and basically harass them. And he told them, you guys have to yell Kim Ye forever every time you guys see them out in public together. Of course, some people were very concerned that Kanye was calling for people to harass his ex-wife, because that's literally what it was. But of course, again, some of the fans and people who look up to him were saying that he was an inspiration and that he just wants Kim back. But of course, Kanye doubled down because a lot of people were concerned for Kim's safety and also Pete Davidson's safety. He said, to the public and the press, sometimes people call me crazy, but to be in love is to be crazy about something, and I'm crazy about my family. Interesting. On Valentine's Day, Kanye broke up with Julia Fox and sent hundreds of roses in a truck to Kim's home, and on the side it said, my vision is crystal clear, with a K of course. And again, a lot of people were calling him heroic, romantic, but I just don't know why people are not seeing this for what it is. It's literally an act of love bombing. Love bombing is an attempt to influence a person by demonstrations of attention and affection. It can be used in different ways for either positive or negative purposes, and it is a manipulation tactic to get the other person to feel guilty or to make them feel like they owe them now like some love back. Sorry, I'm just texting Kanye's legal team. They're planning to sue me after this video. And I'm like even afraid to like say what I really think about the situation, because I'm afraid that people are gonna say like, oh, you're thinking too deep about it, you're making it seem a lot worse than it actually is. But again, Kim and Kanye are getting divorced. They are no longer together. She is dating someone else. She does not want to be romantically involved with Kanye anymore. So for him to do this grand gesture as if they were still together is really disturbing. Relationships should always be consensual. Dating, marriage should be consensual, right? But when there is someone in the relationship that no longer wants anything to do with the other person, that should be respected. So to send a bunch of flowers in a truck, it's incredibly inappropriate. Y'all can call it romantic, y'all can call it whatever you want, but it's not romantic, especially because the receiver, which is Kim, wants nothing to do with the sender, Kanye. It's not romantic if it's a gesture that's unwanted. And I don't know why consent. And I don't know why the word no. And I don't know why someone saying they no longer want anything to do with someone is such a hard concept for people to grasp. Is that so hard? Anything that Kanye does from here on out towards Kim, if it's romantic or if it's whatever people say, it is not wanted. It does not matter if it's the most romantic gesture in the world. It does not matter. If it is unwanted, it is unappreciated, then it shouldn't be happening and it's inappropriate. And after these two situations appeared on Instagram, Kanye then screenshotted a private text message that Kim sent Kanye telling him, you are creating a very dangerous and scary environment and someone will hurt Pete and this will all be your fault. At this point, the situation was probably striking fear into her heart, and rightfully so, even if some of y'all are just like, oh, it was just flowers, nothing's wrong with that. Again, failing to see that the situation is a lot deeper. This is someone that she doesn't want to have contact with other than to co-parent. Kanye's immature response was then to screenshot that private request, and valid request, might I add, and then caption it, no one do anything physical to Skeet. I'm going to handle the situation myself. Y'all, I cannot. And then the next slide was Kim asking Kanye why he can't just keep their conversations private, which again is a very valid thing to say, celebrities or not. If these were two ordinary people, let's say that Kim and Kanye were your friends, all right? I want you guys to join me in imaginary land. Let's say that Kim and Kanye were your guys' best friends and they weren't famous and they weren't rich. All right, let's think about that. If your friend's ex was screenshotting their private messages and posting it on Instagram for their friends and families to see, wouldn't you be very concerned and also kind of pissed off? Because not only is it immature, but it just shows that the person is not willing to compromise or let go or listen to the requests of the other person. But the difference is that Kanye is someone with millions and millions of followers. The people who are seeing into their relationship are no longer family and friends. It's a bunch of strangers. It doesn't matter if they are divorced, they are married, they are enemies. I truly believe if someone is respectful enough and says it respectfully enough of like, hey, could you like leave me alone? Or can you like not do this? I think that you should just follow that request and be a decent person and not keep poking at the situation, because that's how you literally make a situation way worse than it needs to be. And just like this situation between them, it's gonna get worse. And it did get worse. Kanye texted back something very concerning. He texted her, "Cause I got a text from my favorite person in the world. I'm your #1 fan. Why wouldn't I tell everyone?" You guys cannot sit there and tell me that that response is from someone who is in their right mind. It's very borderline stalkerish language. And by the way, y'all, this is like only 3 out of the 44 posts that Kanye posted. If you want actual like deep dive about everything Kanye posted, it's really hard for me to personally track because again, everything has been deleted. And I'm personally talking about the things, in that pile of garbage that was most concerning. But if you guys are interested in like looking through his feed and like what was being posted, I highly recommend watching Sloan's videos on this situation. He has 2 videos on just going like scrolling through his feed, and also Sloan is a super amazing YouTuber, so y'all should just go subscribe to him in general. He's super cool. But a lot of Kanye's actions are not romantic. This isn't what love looks like. Love doesn't look like someone screenshotting private messages and showing the world what you're talking about. Love is not going against someone's respectful request. Love is not unwanted gifts. This is not love. And I'm tired of seeing people on Instagram and TikTok talking about how he's romantic, that he's a family man, that he's just trying to win Kim back, when this situation is just, again, stalking and harassing. If these were ordinary people, I know for a fact there wouldn't be support in what Kanye is doing. If the roles were reversed and Kim was the man and Kanye was the woman, I know for a fact people would say that Kanye was being a psycho ex-girlfriend. And it's so unfortunate to see that even in situations like this, which is very scary and serious, there is still a huge double standard. When men pursue an unwanted relationship, they're considered brave and noble. But when a woman pursues an unwanted relationship, she's considered a psycho ex-girlfriend, she's considered a stalker, that she's desperate and blah, blah, blah. And it's just so shitty to see that people are automatically labeling these actions as romantic. This isn't what romance looks like. And I'm very concerned for like younger people who are seeing this situation and seeing adults talk about how this is romantic and stuff, because this isn't romance. This isn't a freaking Disney movie. Even then, Disney movies are toxic. Have you guys seen Beauty and the Beast? The lesson of Beauty and the Beast is literally, yeah, he might be cold and toxic and might be someone who throws stuff at me and scares me, but if I just love him hard enough, he'll turn into a prince. Hello? Bruh, I need more water. It's getting hot up in here. It's getting hot up in there. Something else that I think that kind of sucks is I think the big reason why a lot of this isn't being taken seriously is one, they're both celebrities and rich, and a lot of people just kind of brush off celebrities' feelings as automatically invalid, because if you can buy a pool, why are you sad? Which is low-key kind of valid, like I'm not gonna lie, but no one deserves to go through harassment either, no matter how rich or how famous. For those of you who have been with me for a while, you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of the Kardashians. I think a lot of them contribute to a lot of horrible things. I think they all contribute to people's body dysmorphia, and they definitely cause a lot of damage by denying their plastic surgery when asked about it, because then you set up unrealistic beauty standards that are unattainable even by them themselves. They can't even attain it. It's just very damaging for young people. So I don't think that they're the best role models at all. And I have criticized their behavior in the past, and don't get me wrong, this is definitely not me taking back that criticism, and I'm still not a fan of them. However, I feel like this is not being taken seriously at all because of the amount of hate that Kim gets and just the amount of things that she's done in the past, which is very questionable. People just don't take her seriously because all they see her as is a beautiful plastic sex icon. But, you know, there is more to her. There is. I don't know what, but there is. She's like studying to be a lawyer, and she's like even done a case already, I think. Ever since she stepped onto the Hollywood scene, she's just been heavily criticized for her looks, for, you know, the sexy time tape, for just a lot of things. And I don't think people take her seriously as a person. I mean, people literally make fun of the woman crying. And it's hard because it kind of is funny. I think I do Kim K's face. My diamond earring!
I'm gonna cry, my diamond earring!
That was really good. Anyways, so a lot of people just don't take her problems seriously, but out of all the problems she has cried over or created or whatever, all the stuff that she's gone through, out of all the times where we should take a problem seriously, it should be this one. No one deserves to be going through this type of situation. A lot of people, you know, regular schmegular people go through this on a microscopic level, right? She's going through this in the limelight. She's going through this where everyone has 24/7 access to such private information because of Kanye. And I mean, she even has children on social media that are being affected. And when children get involved in any sort of situation, it just makes things like a million times more messy. But the fact that Kanye has actively also used their children against Kim is so messy. And it's just, the whole thing is just very awful. If you think of Kim and Kanye again as like this not famous, not rich couple, it is horrifying to think about. But again, I feel like a lot of people just aren't really paying attention to the situation because they're rich and famous. This is why relationships being on the internet and just celebrity relationships being worshipped on the internet, it's so dumb. First of all, you're really weird. Can I just say that? Like, you're really weird if you look at like couples on YouTube. Like, will be like, anime is weird, and then watch the Ace Family. Y'all need to get your priorities set straight. You know the amount of times like these picture perfect relationships on social media have been exposed to be like the most toxic relationships ever? I think just recently there was a TikTok couple, which is so... man, it's so unfortunate. There was a TikTok couple where the ex ended up ending their partner's life. They were like one of those couples that would like post on TikTok that would, you know, like look like a happy couple, and no one would ever have seen that coming, but it happened. People were like, oh, I can't believe like this would have happened, like they seem so happy and this and that. But you guys have to remember, like, if people can manipulate their facial features on social media to look like something that it's not, people can do that with their relationships. And just relationships on the internet is just, I can just make a whole like video essay on just relationships and the internet, because it's a whole different like beast. Honestly, it really is. Not everything is what it seems, especially when it comes to relationships being just out there for everyone to see. And it's very dangerous of Kanye to carelessly just show millions and millions of people what he's going through with his ex-wife. Man, I've been filming for such a long time. I'm so tired. Everyone deserves to be in a healthy, loving relationship. Even celebrities, even people that you don't care about, even people that you swear are your worst enemies. Everyone deserves to be in a kind, loving, non-toxic relationship. People need to stop sensationalizing online relationships and celebrity relationships and stop romanticizing their relationships. In my unpopular opinions video, I actually, in a satirical way, I mentioned how MJK and Megan Fox were like a perfect couple and that I found them cute, which by the way was a joke. I thought they were perfect for each other because they're a little off, they're a little sus. And not a lot of people got that was supposed to be a joke, but I said that because I thought them being super cringe together was like a perfect mix or whatever. And people were like dragging me and saying like, I can't believe you support them and this and that. I don't. But what I said is something that people have talked about, Kim and Kanye as well, where people thought that they were a perfect match for each other, but because they're both a little off, they're very controversial figures, so when they come together they make the perfect couple. But there's a difference between, you know, me making it a joke and then me actually full on believing it, which I don't. But there has been a lot of people where they cross that line where they're like, oh, they are perfect for each other. I don't know why they got divorced. Or what's even worse, I don't know why Kim isn't responding to Kanye's actions. He clearly loves her a lot. Again, we as regular schmegular people, we do not have an insight to their relationship. We do not know how it actually looks like. We do not know what they actually go through. It's just very important for us to not give into the narrative of worshiping celebrities, period, but worshiping celebrity relationships. Posting a picture with your, you know, husband or wife on social media is one thing, but it's another thing to just let the world know your business. In a relationship or not, you shouldn't let the internet know your business. And I know that might be ironic coming from me because I cry like in every other video, but there's a difference between letting people know your situation professionally, which is kind of like what Kim did, which was like, hey guys, getting divorced, I don't know, pray for me and my family. And then Kanye going completely AWOL. What does AWOL mean? Hey Google, what does AWOL mean?
Here's the definition of AWOL: absent without official leave, but without intent to desert.
Okay, clearly need a better word because I don't know what that means. He just went on his full buffoonery mode, basically. I think looking up to celebrities for a healthy relationship or a relationship to model your relationship after is a very huge mistake. It's very not smart. And for people who are calling Kanye a family man and romantic and all of this, you're feeding into the narrative that unwanted gifts, unwanted attention, boundaries being invaded is okay to do to anyone, especially a loved one. And that is one message I don't vibe with. I guess what I want to leave you guys with is to just leave people's relationships alone, you know? And I feel bad even making this video because I feel like I'm contributing to giving the situation more attention. But hopefully, if there's someone out there who was convinced that what he was doing was romantic, I could possibly change your mind a little bit. And also to encourage and implore you guys to just ignore online relationships, because what you see isn't always the truth. Say it with me, what you see isn't always the truth. Comment if you guys got that reference. So yeah, that's not what love looks like. Everyone has their own individual love story, but if you're in a situation where a lot of this stuff is happening, where there's just like constant manipulation, constant belittlement from your partner, if your partner doesn't want to get help for their mental illness or addictions, you deserve a lot more than that, and you need to leave. I don't even know how to end this video. I mentioned earlier in the video that Kanye actually apologized for everything, and he said that he's holding himself accountable and that he's sorry that everything came off as harassing Kim, and he said that he's still learning in real time and that he doesn't have all the answers. Owning up to your bullshit and your mistakes is one thing, but making sure you stay true to your word and actually trying and actually making sure your apology comes to fruition through action rather than words, then I think that's when the entire world will believe you, or just the person that you're dealing with in the moment. Like, apologies personally to me don't mean nothing unless you actually show that you're sorry. And hopefully Mr. West, someone who has repeatedly repeatedly gone back on his word or has had moments where, you know, it's very unpredictable. Hopefully this is truly a learning lesson for him. And you know what? I hope Kim actually does eventually find love, and same with Kanye. But I am very excited to see who Pete Davidson ends up with next. I'm not saying that they're not gonna last. All I'm saying is that that man gets into a new relationship with a random celebrity every week. I wouldn't be surprised if he's dating Jimmy Fallon next week, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Today's video was one that was heavily opinionated and it took a lot out of me, but I'm glad that you guys watched. And if you made it to the end, make sure to comment a duck emoji down in the comments below so that you let me know that you watched the whole thing, which I greatly appreciate. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment down below what your opinion is on the situation. And if you want to argue with me, then argue with me. What is your opinion on this whole situation? I actually am very interested to see what everyone else feels, because I've only seen like 2 takes on the whole situation, but definitely let me know. Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram. Check out my SoundCloud because I also make music. And before we end this video, I need you guys to do something very important for me, which is to just enjoy the day. Hug your grandma, text your mom that you love her, eat some graham crackers, watch some smiling friends. I don't know, do whatever you want today. Just make sure today counts. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.